Blessed like I sneeze. All these little beauties have sex with the beast. I'm the best in the east and I'm living on the west coast. Fuck niggas all gonna be resting in peace. I suggest that you leave if you hating cause I'm destined to be nothing less than a king. Move fast on these bitch ass niggas. Get rich fast, pockets need slim fast. I can make mesh out your teeth. Put holes in it, get it, I'm on a roll with it. Counting paper like a scroll with it. Collecting money like a toe, green thumb like a troll flow. Cold North Pole with it. My clothes so vintage, I make hits like a tennis match. Fucking bitches, only time I ever finish last. In my shows, everybody put their hands up like a smart kid in chemistry class. Goddamn, it's too easy. I ain't stopping no other option presented. Authentic with all these written, no really this shit is simple. Too easy. I'ma go on tour, every show is doing numbers, cause futuristic is popping like a pimple. Too easy. I'ma take the girl with all them girls who got the smile.
Welcome into the one and only podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We have, of course, my main man Mallett here. And of course we got Machado back. Machado, how are you now?
Good, and you?
Well, not so bad. Well, right on. Alright. Machado, so what have you been up to, man? What you been doing these past few months?
Oh, fuck, man. Softball.
Softball?
Work, injuries. That has been my summer.
Injuries is an understatement.
Oh, God.
So what the hell happened to you, man? How the hell did you get hurt?
First injury was, I think it was a broken finger. I was told it wasn't, but as you can see it looks pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that shit's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, I was pitching. This dude smoked one right back at me. Didn't even have a chance to get my glove up.
Oh, damn, that shit looks...
Fucked my finger up. Bleeding from both sides of the fingernail. It was, yeah.
God damn.
Oh, yeah. That took, maybe a month before I could even get my hand in my glove.
Oh,
probably. Yeah, that was tough. And then
He was forced to play a game when we didn't have enough guys. He had to swing. He just swung back.
Yeah, I just did. I was just like, I'm not even gonna swing.
If there's one thing I had an issue with fall balls, that it was just so hard to
that
get.
was the spring.
That was the spring?
That was in like June. Maybe even earlier than that.
Good Lord.
It was early. That's what the whole season, man. Just dealing with injuries. Oh yeah. It was Cobra Kai.
Messed up too?
Yeah, I hurt my foot about a few weeks after I came back from the hand injury. Hurt my foot. Thought I blew my Achilles out when it originally happened, because I've had issues with them for a while now. Mm-hmm. Running at first base, trying to just beat out a ground ball. I get through the bag and I just stopped, just like planted my foot, stopped, and my whole, like, it was my Achilles, my calf just gave out on me.
You feel like a pop at all?
No, I didn't.
Oh, thank
But
goodness.
it just gave out on me. I couldn't walk. Then it ended up being like my heel and under my foot and ankle, like that whole area for about, probably about 2 months. That was fucking me up. Couldn't run. Like, I had to use a pinch runner every time. It was...
It's
been hell. It's been hell.
That was also your plant foot too when you try to swing, right? Or is that?
Yeah, it was my back foot. Yeah, my right foot. So yeah.
And that's a substantial injury when it comes to something like that.
Talk about substantial injury. His shoulder kept him out of a playoff game.
Oh yeah, yep.
How the hell did that happen?
You guys.
I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know what happened.
I got a text at 10
it was
o'clock
maybe
ago, I can't play tonight.
It might have been. I think so. A few days before that, I had finally been healthy enough to try to go back to the gym. Mm-hmm. Probably went a little too extra hard, worked my shoulders a little too much, and then I think maybe it was also the way I had slept.
Well, sometimes
couldn't even lift my arm up, like, past my shoulder. Like, that was it. Couldn't swing the bat, couldn't throw, couldn't... In a fucking playoff game.
And it's so weird sometimes.
Against you guys.
Oh yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We know. Like, my team knows. My team knows, because we got the dub on that. But regardless, that's a different story for a different day. But yeah, with fall ball as a whole, like, it was just...
Fall ball's trash this year.
Yes, it was. Like, we were just hard pressed to be able to find a lot of players, especially like for our team. We had just a girl that just kept getting out every single fucking time. We just could not be able to get the last. Like, we could not be able to get the last girl to be able to get a hit at all because she was never fucking there.
Oh yeah, that one too.
That was our main issue, was the fact that we were playing empty-handed with an automatic out at the end of our fucking lineup.
You guys excited to move on and play some real men's softball?
I had my fun. I had my fun with co-ed softball. It was a blast,
You still find yourself there, so many people need you, especially if Yana needs you.
Of course. Why not? Why wouldn't I? So I would say I wouldn't be sad to see it go, but I'm definitely
More competition.
Excited
more
for
fun.
the next chapter.
Really excited
know?
for that, so.
Yeah.
But enough about that. We're going to be just giving you an overview of what we're going to be covering. We're going to do some NFL talk again, and we'll go into the new college football ranking. We'll see how Machado feels about his Crimson Tide after they almost came up with a win against
really good
LSU.
game.
That was
They
great.
did.
It was.
So where they're sitting in at least now the college football playoff, we'll go over that, and we're gonna go over a little bit of UFC talk as well, just to kind of see where we stand on a couple of UFC fighters. So let's get on right on ahead then.
Second down and 10. Oh, what a hit. Look out. Brad Smith. My goodness. That was vicious.
Clear. Ooh. Third up. Beautiful, John.
Hey, Harmony at the end of the last podcast was pretty fucking good too.
Oh my god, that was the first thing that I heard at the end of the closing segment. When I heard that, I'm like, wow, that was amazing. Yes, so let's get into our NFL talk. I know that the Pats pretty much had a bye this past week, so
They did. They did.
thank you for the correction. Asshole number 1 and 2.
Pretty much having a bye would be like playing the Dolphins or the Jets.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, at this point, they were just playing with themselves.
Or the Bengals.
So,
Just
regardless, the Pats had a bye, so they didn't really fucking have anything to do. So,
Hey, Tony, how'd your Bears do?
hey, you know what? We got a fucking W. All right,
wow.
we got our fucking W.
Who's the quarterback for the Lions?
Jeff fucking Driscoll as of right now.
Congratulations.
That is.
Oh yes, isn't that amazing?
I'll give you a Jason Garrett clap.
Oh, isn't that fantastic? Isn't that fucking fantastic? Look, fantastic. The Bears got a win. We won 20-13 over the Detroit Lions. Hey, we fucking got to win at home for once. It's been a fucking minute, so I'm glad that my team actually showed up at home when it actually counted. The
Trubisky
def-
had 3 throwing touchdowns.
He had 3 touchdowns.
Passing touchdowns.
Yes.
That's strange.
But again, you're also looking at this in a different context.
Oh, so your kicker missed an extra point.
Oh, 1 billion%. I can't tell you.
I knew that was a problem.
I can't.
With the Bears at one
Look,
point.
let's just focus on some of the actual fucking positives
Sorry,
here.
had to.
All right. Now,
We had a boring week, Tony. We have to pick apart everybody else.
That
of
is
course you would. I can't wait to see you pick apart other people. I can't wait. But anyway, I'd say one positive would actually be the defense actually still stepping up and showing out, and still allowing Detroit to pretty much not convert in the fourth quarter when it really fucking mattered, because there's
good defense. Your defense was
it's-
never the question when it comes to the Bears. It's your offense.
But here's the thing: we also have issues within our secondary too. Kyle Fuller has been getting torched. All right, he has been getting torched this season, so you can't necessarily say that our defense is completely elite from top to bottom. It's not. It's good. I could say it's within the top 10, but there are still holes within our defense that need to be able to get fucking fixed. So I'm excited and I'm glad that we got the fucking win. I'm glad to be able to get that monkey off that fucking chest, but again, we gotta be able to play better. It's at least
better.
Look, if I'm gonna fucking quote somebody, I'm gonna quote fucking John Gruden. All right, like if this is gonna fucking work, and if we could be able to actually turn this season around, which I don't really fucking see happen, we're gonna need to have better execution. You understand? We need better fucking execution. All right. That's the only way that this actually would be able to work. But am I happy for the win? Yes, I am. So I can move on from that. But heading into this week, at least I know for the Patriots, you have a decent opponent in the Philadelphia Eagles.
They're okay.
Jeez.
My thoughts exactly.
I mean,
The one thing that slightly scares me just a little bit, not so much though, Patriots haven't faced Carson Wentz in 2 years. The last 2 times we faced them, Nick Foles started for both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, Carson Wentz likes to tear ACLs.
Jeez.
Not wrong.
I don't expect them to lose. I mean, they're going to Philly, but they're coming off a bye week.
And off of a loss.
A bad loss.
And last time they played the Eagles, they lost to them in the Super Bowl.
So you're not.
They beat them last year.
I don't think they played them. Don't quote me on that one. But I would bet on the Pats winning that one.
Oh, you can throw a line right now. You're gonna throw.
I'm not gonna.
Throw
I'm
a
not
line bet right now.
I'm not actually. I'll never bet on NFL games, but if I had to, I would pick the Patriots in this one.
That's understandable. I mean, their record coming off of a bye is pretty remarkable. So it's definitely a safe bet to be able to pick the Patriots, especially if they also come off a loss as well.
Yeah, they're usually
they're not
very good, like you said, coming off a bye and coming off a loss. So both of them at the same time.
And what were you saying?
I don't see it.
And what were you saying, Mallett? That the Philadelphia coach, Coach Peterman, correct?
He wanted to take the game plan that the Ravens used against the Patriots, running Lamar Jackson, and trying to stir things up that way with Carson Wentz, Miles Sanders.
Yeah, like Jordan fucking Howard.
So
Jordan Howard's not that type of running back.
I was about to say, like, you're not going to get that with that.
He wants Carson Wentz to do what Lamar Jackson just did.
Spin move central, buddy.
Oh God, you're talking about torn ligament central, buddy. Good God. No,
They
that's
played the Eagles last year, but it was preseason, so it doesn't count.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah,
that definitely doesn't count. So, I also heard that Colin Kaepernick is back in the football world again. So he's getting a workout, and there's been multiple reps that are actually.
I'm starting to think that the NFL wants him back in the league for the simple fact of trying to reunite everybody. Because the one thing that pulled everything apart was Brady getting fucked by Goodell and then Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the flag.
Right, so they're trying to just let bygones be bygones and just let this whole thing just.
Yeah, there's no charges, no suspension. But he hasn't taken an NFL snap in 3 years. And at that time, he wasn't even really good. He was a backup, wasn't he?
He was a backup.
He got
replaced
benched.
by Blaine Gabbert.
Yep.
So
Bingo.
I mean,
but when you look at the landscape of quarterbacks that are here now, it's not looking as good as it was in the years prior.
He might do better than Mitchell Trubisky.
He could. He could do better than. Jeez, a fucking boatload of these.
I mean,
dog shit quarterbacks.
Do anything last week.
It's like asking, would you rather have? It's like asking,
He's
would
a
you rather
backup,
have
though.
Colin Kaepernick or
So-
Luke Falk? Sorry, would you rather have Colin Kaepernick or Luke Falk?
well, it depends. Are they your starter or your backup? Is
If
what it really depends.
if you got us, trust me, you're going to be in some deep shit if these are your two starting quarterbacks. But if you had to be able to choose, would you choose Colin Kaepernick or Luke Falk?
I mean,
At least Luke Falk does as he goes.
Oh God! Oh, that is gonna be on Sam Darnold's fucking headstone when
yeah.
he dies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It
all really depends on what Colin Kaepernick actually shows up. Is it going to be the Colin Kaepernick from the first 2 years when he lit things up with the 49ers, or is it his last 2 years when
That's
he
very true.
couldn't really throw the ball, couldn't really get outside the pocket? Which one are you going to get? Luke Falk, he's going to stand in there and at least try to make plays.
Right. So what is going on in the media that what people are trying to praise for Colin Kaepernick is that he's not being just a slouch. He's still working out. He's still doing the trainings. He's still doing everything that he needs to be able to do to get back into the league.
You know what he hasn't done?
Actually played.
Gotten hit by an NFL lineman. That changes things a little bit.
It changes things, but
Look
it also
at people
puts...
that shine at the combine, and then, all right, now you put pads on me, and I have a 350-pound lineman that's twice as fast as the guys I just faced for 4 years in college.
But you're acting like he's never done that before. He has. It's a matter of knowing that, guess what? Guess what's coming back.
It's 3 years ago, bigger and faster. Every year they get bigger and faster.
That's true, but...
Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, Khalil Mack coming off the edge now.
You're also...
They all weren't in the league when he was there.
It's true. But still, knowing the fact that Colin Kaepernick is at the age that he's at, it's not the fact that he's like 37, 38 years old trying to get back into the league. That would be just completely ridiculous. It's still a situation where he can be able to excel. It's just a matter of whether or not he actually can be able to get back into game speed again. If he can do that and go back to what he was the 2 years that he was in San Fran where he was lighting it shit up, it's possible.
I mean, if you need a quarterback, it's not a bad thing to take a flyer out on. Just don't bet your last dollar. Buy low, however you want.
Absolutely.
And expect the circus as well.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Also expect the
media
circus.
there. That's why he'll never come to New England. Belichick will tell the media to go fuck themselves, and the media will get pissed.
Yep.
Wow, it's so weird.
Because that was
talking about with people with media controversy, and this year you fucking signed Antonio Brown.
Gone.
For fuck's sake, you signed Antonio Brown for a week. God damn
imagine
it!
if Kraft didn't make Belichick get rid of him.
I don't care. You did it though. So you're telling me that you don't embrace controversy, but one of the biggest controversial wide receivers to come out outside of fucking
controversies. Look
yeah,
at the
but
people
then
you've taken in.
but I mean, look how long he was there.
Oh yeah, it was
3
for a
days.
hiccup. It was for a fucking
you know
hiccup.
what I mean? He was there for 3
He
days.
showed up,
Like,
scored a
that was it.
touchdown, and was like,
And,
"Oh yeah,
that's it.
see ya."
But Belichick doesn't let
They don't
the
deal with that.
media go at players like other teams do, like the Steelers do, like the Bucks do. Everything's controlled. Everything comes through one channel. It comes through Bill Belichick. That's it.
Right.
Nothing gets out. Nothing gets in.
Yeah, that's true.
Why do you think Josh Gordon actually succeeded here in being sober for more than a day and a half?
I'm still just under that kind of scenario whether or not he actually was sober for that day and a half anyway.
He doesn't fail the drug test. He gets drug tested every month.
Yeah, could be changed, but regardless.
No, he's in Seattle with Pete Carroll now. So
I feel like there's some.
they're gonna be doing
There's
in a week.
I was like, there's some ways to get around that. I feel like people.
You do have Russell Wilson though, and Russell Wilson
That's a man
kind
of
of
God.
reminds me of the mentality of Brady, where he's like, all right, I'm gonna take you under my wing, and you ain't gonna do anything. Like, you're keeping it straight and narrow because we need you down the long stretch.
No. He is a man of God, so he is definitely one to not steer within that way.
I do like Russell Wilson. I think he's a good person. And he's a good football player.
Well, I appreciate it. I can understand that. Last thing we'll get into is Cam Newton. He actually is on IR, and he actually said that if for some reason he were to be traded next year, he would only want to go to one team. That one specific team would be a part of the Midwest. And of course, yes, that would be a certain team from a city of fucking Chicago. That is right. That is the fucking Bears. Now, when I hear that, I'm like, oh shit, fuck yeah, I'll take that. No problem over fucking Mitch Trubisky. Goddamn-lutely. Well, you damn right I would. You actually have a quarterback that can actually be able to pull in more fucking pre-snap reads than anything else. You got someone with an actual brain and someone who can be able to throw the ball. Yes, mind you, he has a substantial injury, but it's not going to be something that within the offseason can't be fixed.
You hope.
I know. I'm still going on a hope and a prayer, but I would still.
Well, what do you have to trade? You have to get something substantial, and you have to clear a lot of space.
I would.
What are you going to trade? You don't have picks.
Not within
not
the
till
next
year.
Not till next year.
You don't have a first round pick. You still
We have
other
supplementals.
picks. Yeah.
We have seconds and
The rest
thirds.
of them, yeah.
But it depends on how much confidence they actually still also have in Kyle Allen too. Like, would you really feel that the Panthers will let go of Cam Newton for Kyle Allen and just make him just their starting franchise quarterback?
I don't know that they'd make him their starting quarterback, but I
he'd
don't
be
see
okay
them.
stopgap.
I don't see them wanting to pay $20 million to a guy that who knows if he's gonna be healthy by next year.
So at that point, you're just going with, okay, let's see if we can potentially make a run for this with what Kyle Allen can be able to produce, pretty much. Okay, I could see that.
Carolina's actually second in the division. They'll probably be middle of the road, go Kyle Allen the rest of the way. They have a tough end of the schedule with all the divisional matchups they have.
Right.
If you finish 10 to 15, there's like 8 pretty good quarterbacks coming out. At least. I mean, there's more, obviously, but...
No. But again, it's also based on the potential of what these quarterbacks can be.
Or who's a free agent this offseason, too.
Right.
Teddy Bridgewater, he's going to get paid. Look what he did when Drew Brees was out.
That's true.
Did a lot of checkdowns, but it still produced. Regardless,
I
would definitely say it would be a better upgrade than Trubisky. You took the words right out of my mouth, Shadow. You took them right out of my mouth, son. You took them right out of my mouth, dude.
Just taking
as
shots.
many times you can throw out better than Trubisky, better than Trubisky, better than Trubisky. Folks, in the comments section, if you can have anything that's better than Trubisky, just put in hashtag better than Trubisky. Please, I would love to be able to hear it. I would love it.
I want to read the...
Hashtag better than Trubisky. All right. We're going to go into some college football playoff rankings. Little college football talk here. And
2 games over the weekend.
yes, we definitely did. And with one of our panelists here, who is a huge fan of a certain team down in the SEC.
University of Alabama.
The SEC West. Of course, Alabama Crimson Tide. We'll kind of get his view of what occurred when they faced the LSU Tigers this past Saturday. Damn it, we're going to need to pick up again, Mallett.
Well, always got to pick up.
Same time, same problem. Anyway, let's get into this college football talk here. Well, we had not that much of a shakeup within the rankings, but yet our rankings have changed within the college football playoff. So as of right now, it stands number 1, LSU, number 2, Ohio State, number 3, Clemson, number 4, Georgia, number 5, Alabama, and number 6, Oregon, to wrap up the top 6 who would be in contention for this playoff. Now, mind you, we have other teams that have the potential to be able to be shaking up the top 6 or the top 4 that actually get into the playoff, with Minnesota, Penn State, and of course, we got Utah as well that could be able to do as well. So, Machado, how do you feel knowing that even though LSU ended up getting the victory over Alabama, how do you feel with Alabama with their ranking right now at being number 5?
Personally, I feel like it doesn't make sense. Nothing to do with the fact that Alabama's my team, but they were 3 last week?
Yeah. They were number 3, correct.
Okay. They played against number 2 at the time, who's now number 1, lost by only 5 points, but you're telling me that they're not one of the best 4 teams in the country, even though they lost to the number 1 team only by 5? Doesn't make sense to me. And you're telling me that a team who lost to an unranked team is one of your best 4?
Who Georgia lose to again?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Now knowing that, would Alabama would have at least dropped to number 4 most likely, correct?
I think they should have been 4, yes.
Yeah.
I
And
don't think Clemson should be in the top 4, so...
I mean, I agree with you as well, but
so
they're
Mal,
not going
why
to
do you
lose.
feel that Clemson shouldn't even be in it?
Who they played? Honestly, go through the schedule. Who have they played?
Texas A&M is their
That's their best.
only quality win.
Yeah.
Same with Bama, but Bama absolutely destroyed them. I think by maybe 19, 20 points. Clemson, I think, beat them by 7 or 10.
I think they beat them. I think it was 24-10.
Yeah,
Bama
yeah,
beat them like 48.
It was
17
like,
or something.
Exactly. Yeah, it was.
So it was mostly a drubbing, pretty much.
Think about it, Tony. I know your Seminoles are in the ACC. The ACC, at least this year, is weak. There's not a
This
really.
week. I mean, this year, every year, they are far and above the worst Power 5 conference.
I wouldn't.
Absolutely.
I can't.
I
Really
mean,
get into
look
that.
at the rankings that are right in front of you right now. How many ACC teams are in the top 10? 1.
You only have the one, correct?
Okay. Check every other conference. In the top 10, there's multiple ones.
I honestly
That's
can only
actually
see.
not statistically possible.
honestly
don't think, but whatever.
I can only see just one
But-
ACC team with even the top 25.
How many? Okay, how many?
I pretty much proved your point right there.
Yeah.
There's only one ACC within the top
That's what I'm
25,
saying.
and that's
there's
Clemson.
there's only one ACC team that has a realistic possibility of making it to the playoffs. Every other conference there's a realistic chance of at least 2 teams in every other conference to possibly make it to the top 4.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you look at the SEC. They got 3 teams that have there's probably 2 of those 3 potentially will make it.
Pac-12 has 2.
Pac-12 has 2 teams.
Right.
Big Ten,
Has 3.
there's
Big
3
Ten is
teams
3, yep.
that potentially can make it. Even the Big 12 has 2 teams that could potentially make it. You have 10 and 12. You have Oklahoma and Baylor, undefeated Baylor. If they beat Oklahoma, how do they not move up? If they're undefeated, you know what I mean? So,
Giving the circumstances of which you would have most teams winning out, and you pretty much would have LSU facing most likely would be.
If you do it that way, Penn State. If Penn State loses to Ohio State, they're out. They're done. They play them next week.
Right.
so if the higher ranked teams in all of these matchups win out, I would say probably the top 4. I would say would be LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, and then number 4. That's
Ohio State's not gonna win out.
really going to come down. The last spot, in my opinion, is really going to come down to how badly does Alabama beat Auburn. Because that battle for that 4th spot at this point looks like, in my opinion, would come down to Bama and Oregon. Oregon lost to Auburn by a touchdown. But if Alabama goes, I'm not sure where the game is. Where's Michigan's game this year? Because it's always opposite.
Oh, it's in.
Okay, so Bama is on the road. If they go on the road to Auburn and crush them, where Oregon lost by a touchdown in a neutral site, can you say that Oregon is better than Alabama? Because I'm not really, in my opinion, I'm not necessarily concerned about strength of schedule. To me, my personal opinion, common opponents is the most important thing in my opinion. What have you done against a team that another team has also played them?
Georgia
And how
played
did you compare?
Auburn.
Georgia plays Auburn this week.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll be getting into a little
So
bit
if
of that.
that's a close game, and then Alabama also beats them, you know what I mean?
You also think about it. Oregon, the Pac-10 championship, most likely going to be Oregon and Utah.
12, but yes.
Right.
Pac-12.
With which
that's what it's looking like. Oregon, Utah.
with which one of those
So
would be
that
knocked
gives
off.
one of them a
Second loss.
better quality win, also though.
So if it was Utah that ended up taking out Oregon, you would then have to look at the loss from Utah, and then at that point,
Yeah, I honestly,
that's
I'm not sure because I was sort of thinking that.
because all of us were just thinking
mindset was
Oregon,
Oregon, yeah.
Oregon. But you would have like an upset of Utah that could shake the whole
USC.
entire thing up.
They lost to USC by
That's
what?
So unranked USC.
By 7. 30
So
23.
it would be kind of the same scenario with.
Was SC unranked at that point? It was early in the season.
I think that they would be. I think they were unranked.
I gotta check Utah's schedule to see. Let's see.
Yeah, they were unranked.
Yeah, they were unranked.
And they don't, in my opinion, have a very great schedule either. They'd have if they beat Oregon, they have 2 quality wins.
So case in point, you can pretty much have a situation where Bama can be able to win out, sit idle, not even play the SEC championship game, and still make it to the playoff.
They could.
They have that chance.
And there's a lot of people that have an issue with that, but my thing with that is, and I understand that people want conference championships to matter, but if the number 1 team in the country is also in your division and you only lost to them by 5, I mean, what the fuck? They're in the conference championship in any other conference, Alabama. You know what I mean? Just because they lost to the number 1 team in the country by 5 points, that's a rematch I want to see. I know that you guys fucking agree with me on that. Yeah. You guys would love to see that as a semifinal game or a championship game. And bullshit if you tell me no.
I swear to God, that happens fucking again.
It's going to happen again. Dude, it's going to happen again.
LSU beat a few years ago when they met twice. LSU won, right?
A few years
by a field goal.
Bama came back and beat them in the national championship.
Was it like 6-3? The first game was like 6-3.
Yeah, it was.
9-6.
9-6. Thank you. 9-6.
Watched that together. It was the most boring game I've ever watched in my entire life.
And yet people clamored for a repeat.
Yeah,
that year I was like, son of a bitch. I'm like, no. I don't want to go sit through this again. But then I would realize, you know what? Let me finish. Let me finish. I was like, I don't want to fucking sit through this again. But you don't really know what they're really going to fucking have. You wouldn't think that you were going to have the same kind of shitty offensive display that you would have had prior. Because of the fact of what they did to other teams. They destroyed them. So, yeah. You would want that to be able to happen. So, I can see this happening again.
I can too.
I hope so. Everything's got to go right. But
you do have
see what happens.
Someone is going to have to face an Ohio State team that is ridiculous.
Somebody needs to just beat Ohio State. Yeah, no, it ain't going to be Michigan.
I'm like, that's not true.
No, it ain't going to happen.
Why? Just because both of you guys lost to your rivals doesn't mean I'm going to lose to mine.
Oh, God, that's going to happen. By the way, their rival is Auburn.
Yeah.
Wrong Tiger.
Wrong
Tiger. Wrong
so
Tiger.
Is LSU like my Michigan State?
Yeah, it's just like a conference team that you play every week. It's every year, you know.
Yeah, that's one where you're just like, okay, we know that's a tough task on our hands, and we definitely know that it's going to be some rough waters if we end up getting the loss. So that's kind of what they are. But Auburn, you say War Eagle around another.
Hey, fuck you.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
I swear in my house.
You got some lines on you there, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to talk about that, speaking of college football.
All right.
So
what you got on us?
I'm thinking this weekend, for the first time ever, I'm going to jump into the sports betting world. I'm going to take a shot and
I know nothing about
see what happens and what the fuck.
I'm a fantasy football man, and that is about it.
I've never done it before, and I want to take a shot at it. So I may potentially do this. Oh, what the fuck? It went away. Almost of course. So anyway, I don't know if these lines are definitely current up to.
Well, we would just be able to say as of today, November 13th. But there you go.
I had a 9-team parlay that I was potentially gonna do. A $20 bet pays out $6,500 if I hit them all.
Shit.
So these are all just potential bets that I was thinking of making, and I was going to run them by you guys and sort of see what you think.
Okay.
So the first one I have is the Alabama game. That is not correct. The one I had here. So they are favored by 17.5 points over Mississippi State.
Is that at home?
It's not. I'm not sure if these are home or away games, honestly.
Oh, really?
I didn't really check on that.
That's okay.
37 seconds.
I was doing just purely based on the teams
if I were
that
even
playing.
if I would even be able to say that if it was
Mississippi
Alabama.
State's home.
Okay, so it's home. So Alabama's on the road there.
I don't think that fucking matters to me.
No, Bama is favored by 19 right now.
So the line ended up
I had
changing.
17 and a
This is
half.
according to ESPN.
On the sports bet,
mine's
it
according
was
to ESPN right
it was 17 and a half.
If it was 17 and a half, I'd take it.
now.
But that's
I'll take it.
but that's just
Mississippi State coming
myself.
off a loss,
Right.
like the Patriots coming off a loss.
Oh, I mean, Alabama coming off a loss? Yeah. If Alabama
was
comes off a loss, they're definitely
also-
going to be able to pick on any kind of nerd that's pretty much around their way.
This one, I'm not 100% sure on this one. Penn State minus 14 and a half over Indiana.
Penn State's the home team.
Okay.
Oh, ooh.
That one's tough, but they're
Indiana's
coming
been
off
tough.
a loss.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Indiana's a good team. Indiana's been a tough team.
that's my only.
They're coming off a loss.
But what is Penn State doesn't score a lot of points.
I don't know. Do you have it up right now?
So if I would,
They don't have to score a lot of points to only win by 15.
Yeah, but the Hoosiers are 7-2. They're not a bad team.
I don't know. I would.
Michigan faces them next week.
I wouldn't take that one. I wouldn't take the 14. I think.
Like
that,
I said, these are all
I think that.
potentials.
Yeah, I think that
Potentials.
one would be like a 7 minus game.
But these are all obviously subject to change before I actually place the bets. Like this
So
one has
they're-
changed.
Their average points per game is 37.5. And if I can find defense, they're giving up.
If he says 21 or under, I'm on this bet.
I don't know, man. It's just knowing that they're 7-2. I can see Indiana giving them a game.
But Indiana,
You know.
I mean,
I know you can say their name as much as you possibly want. That doesn't mean they can't be able to shake something up. All right. But regardless, let's go into the next
Next
one.
one
What do you
had over under
Mhm.
Ohio State Rutgers 61 and a half.
That's gonna happen. They just beat Maryland 70.
I was
8-3
gonna
or
say
something like that.
I think Ohio
Yeah, take
State
that
is
shit.
gonna score enough on their own
Just
to cover
take
that.
Take that. Go ahead, take that.
This one, a surprise to me. Minnesota +3 over Iowa on the road, most likely.
So they're dogs.
Is my
I'm going to check.
So the dogs to
Yeah.
Iowa will be at
after
home.
they just beat Penn
No,
State
they're-
on the road.
Yeah,
Should be.
yeah, Iowa by 3
Wow.
at home. Yeah, Iowa's home.
Yeah. So I like Minnesota to win that game. So
That's a risky one, dude.
Big
Because
game. That's top 25 game.
yeah,
Iowa's 20.
Iowa's no joke, man. That's some risky waters to go
Minnesota
in.
just beat Penn State, so
Yeah, that's true.
Should have been Penn State's second fucking loss.
Mm-hmm. That's why you're in the obscurity again.
what else I got? Ooh, this one. This one's tough. I'm not sure about this one. Oregon and Arizona over under 68 and a half. That's a lot of fucking
Oregon's
points.
home team.
That's
Oregon's the home team.
A
Oregon's
lot
favored
of
by 27 and a
fucking.
half.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's too much. I'm not going with that spread. So I looked at the over under. Pac-12, they like to score, but 69 points, a lot of fucking points to score.
I feel like Arizona doesn't score a lot of points either. I mean, Oregon.
Not
put up
enough
their
for it
points.
to be able to take the over. I would
I'll
take the under there.
on that one.
Yeah, definitely under.
That's what my thought was.
All right.
This one I'm a little conflicted on because this is my brain and my heart are both in on this one. Georgia over Auburn -2.5.
Auburn's home.
Shit, I'd be taking Auburn there.
Do you think Auburn's gonna beat Georgia?
Yes, I do. Because I feel
I
like
might
that's
pick
going to
Auburn
be.
to cover.
I just at least to be able to. Yeah, at least to
I
be
might
able to
pick
cover.
Auburn to cover.
So Auburn's gonna lose by 2.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close game.
That's a. I'm thinking Georgia beats them by a touchdown. Honestly,
Yeah. So that's what you're going to put in for that one.
that's what I'm thinking.
All right.
And I think I had.
How many you got left?
I think I had one more.
All right.
No, I got a couple more actually.
All right. What you got?
Wisconsin 14.5 over Nebraska.
Nebraska's home.
Still taking Wisconsin.
Yeah.
By 14.5 though.
Yep. Next question.
Yeah, Nebraska's
Okay.
trash.
Next
question. This one is an absolute no-brainer to me, no matter what you guys say.
So you're taking this as your lock of the week? Most
Yeah,
likely.
LSU minus 21 over Ole Miss. Bama beat them by 30.
So you're pretty much saying that,
Or
yeah.
30 plus. I'm not sure exactly.
Wait,
But
what did you say? It's 21. I have
21.
Yeah.
LSU over Ole Miss.
So pretty much anything Bama is going to do, LSU is going to do pretty much.
Well, if LSU is better than Bama,
Better hope.
if Bama handled Ole Miss,
I was going to say,
I'd
to
take
cover?
Ole Miss to
Yeah,
cover.
I'm covering.
Bama beat them by like 35.
I'm still
Different
taking
team.
I'm still taking it to cover. Just to cover.
Different team.
Just to cover.
It's
LSU could be
LSU 's
flying
gonna win.
fucking high right now. All right, Shadow? They could be flying
Have-
fucking
have-
high. All right?
Honest question: have you watched LSU's offense this year? It's not the
Yes.
old LSU offense.
Yes.
They will score 45 points, and they ain't giving up. They're not giving up 21, 22 points. Hell no.
Look, all
That's
I'm
Ole
saying
Miss.
is it's still a possibility that can be able to happen. All right?
I
Especially
will.
them being
That is a-
Ole Miss is at
Absolutely.
Ole Miss is at home, right?
Yeah, Ole Miss is home.
Ole Miss is at home.
Absolute gone.
It's possible.
Doesn't mean shit. Home and away to me doesn't mean shit.
When you've had
I bet
teams
you
like that, when you've
Bama-
had teams
Bama
like
was-
Bama to be
Bama
able
was
to go on the
favored.
roads.
Bama was favored to beat LSU, and look what happened.
Oh,
Like,
Only by 3.
it doesn't mean
That's only
anything.
because you were home.
Right, but they lost by 5, so that shit don't mean anything. Last one,
Last one. All right.
and I this is a pretty obvious one to me.
Mm-hmm.
Florida minus 7 over Missouri. Missouri's not that good.
No,
Florida's the top
Missouri's
top
trash.
15 at least at this point.
No,
I forget exactly what they are. I thought they were maybe they're 11, I think. 11, 13.
Yeah.
You got it? You looking it up?
What? No,
Florida.
I was actually looking at how many points Ole Miss scored.
And what would you say the line was again? Yeah, 30.
7.
Oh, 7?
7.
Wait, what am I looking up now?
Gators over.
Yeah, I'm taking
Missouri.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
So-
I think it is actually pretty good this year. That's like 7-2.
Yeah,
something
they're
like that.
they're like that's what I'm saying. They're like number 12, number 11, like in the top 15.
They're 11 in the playoff.
Was it 11?
They're 11,
Okay. Yeah. And
They've
Missouri's unranked and only give them a touchdown.
Missouri's been getting work this past season, so
Yeah.
I can definitely see
So
Florida coming up with the win.
those are my potential bets I'm looking at this weekend. I don't know if I'll do them all, but
All right.
like I said, if I do them all, $20 runs me $6,500
If that's the
if
case,
I hit them all.
Josh is buying us.
Like what?
I was
The,
about
like what the fuck?
buying
man?
more than that
It's a-
shit.
Hey,
Buy
it's,
some puppers.
hey, it's a solid risk. $20 to bring that in. You know what the hell?
Hey,
Why not?
with our advice, we better be getting the fucking Gus and Brew. Shit.
Well, y'all told me not to take LSU, and I'm taking LSU. So
hey.
how good
No,
was
I
your
just told-
advice?
Hey, we've
Well-
also had other scenarios where you've actually, we've agreed on certain situations. But regardless, thank you, Shada, for that. All right. So next we're gonna,
We can do this again next week.
yeah,
Alright.
especially.
I will recap. Hopefully not, heartbreaking last second touchdown.
That would absolutely suck. All right, we're gonna go into a little bit of UFC talk. We'll do that next.
Around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Genesee Arena in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Still always time for one last one.
Always.
Yes. Now, I'm gonna go into our last segment. A little bit of UFC talk here. Just one question here. We're gonna go off into a few divisions for this too. Shut up. Who would you like to be able to see get their ass kicked, and by who?
Oh, I can think of quite a few.
All right,
To be honest with
let's
you.
go with let's start from the top. Let's start from the top from the
Okay,
big
okay.
boys, and let's go into the heavyweight division.
Okay.
All right, so who would you want to see get their ass kicked in the heavyweight division?
No doubt in my mind, I would love to see Daniel Cormier get his ass kicked by John Jones again. Again.
Shit. In the heavyweight
No
division?
doubt in my mind. Oh yeah.
Oh shit, that's gonna be a tough.
Shit. Heavyweight, light heavyweight. I don't care what division.
Man,
As long as it's Jones Cormier and Jones is kicking his ass.
I want Daniel Cormier's retirement match to be against Francis Ngannou, and I want him to get absolutely smacked by fucking Francis Ngannou's uppercut. I want him to absolutely get destroyed by that fucking uppercut, dude.
I would like that too, but
Like-
I'd like to see Jones be the one doing it. But anybody who kicks Cormier's ass, that's fine with me.
All right. Light heavyweight. Ah, shit. You know what? I want to see fucking Chris Weidman get his ass kicked again. Because even though Dominic Reyes put the fucking work on him as well, he should have. I just... this is not his fucking division. This is not his division to be able to claim. You know what I'm saying? Him and Luke Rockhold.
Right.
They both tried to come up to the light heavyweight division, and they got fucking starched.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to see one of them get fucked up immediately again. You know?
Light heavyweight, I don't have any. I mean, Cormier and Jones could be at that weight. It's fine with me. Or even my next one, which is the middleweight.
Okay.
Or light heavyweight. Also, this one.
Before we get to the middleweight, also Corey Anderson, I'd love to see you get your fucking ass kicked as well. I want you to face Dominic
Yeah,
Reyes
he's a
and you
cocky
get
son
fucking
of a
destroyed.
bitch after his last fight, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
The way he was acting after he won.
But look, I get it. You beasted Johnny Walker. Hey, props to you. But, dude, you're not in contention for a title. No. I'm sorry. You are not. So, dude, you face Dominic Reyes and you get your fucking ass kicked. Yeah, you're fucking done. So, middleweight. What do you got there for middleweight?
Israel Adesanya.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on a second. Wait. What's your beef with Israel Adesanya? That dude's fucking charismatic as shit.
So listen, I have been a huge John Jones fan for a long time.
Okay, I see.
Long before he was even like as popular as he is now. I think the first time I ever saw him fight was, I think it was UFC 100. Was the first time I ever saw him fight. Saw it and I was like, yo, this dude's gonna be a champ one day. Like, he's a beast. So I've been a fan of him for a long time. And Adesanya is running his mouth, acting like he even has a shot at John Jones.
Yeah.
It's not even. It wouldn't even be a good fight. Like, John Jones would just beast him.
It's one of those things where if that occurred now, you're absolutely right.
Right.
You're 100% right. Just based on the fact that I would not be able to see Adesanya beating John Jones right now
Right.
in his domain.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. No. He'd get killed. But years down the road, I would say like at least having Adesanya going through his division, just in my opinion, I could see that fucking happening. I could see John Jones falling to Israel Adesanya. I could see it.
Yeah, you think?
You know, but that's my own personal opinion with that. But it'd be a hell of a fucking fight, though. I'll tell you that. Working and like that, you never know. That's a fucking fight game, baby. You know how it is.
That's been Ashford.
Cool.
We will ask him after.
Middleweight, man. I'm gonna say Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa's been running his fucking mouth all over the fucking shit. And honestly, I for one am an Adesanya fan. Like I respect the stuff that he was doing outside of, you know, regardless of what he was dealing with John Jones and stuff like that. So regardless of that, like what he also brings to the table, it's some good fucking fighting, man. It really is. Outside of that, but Paulo Costa's been fucking running his mouth too. So he feels like he wants to be able to get a fucking taste of Israel Adesanya, and you know what? I feel that shit's gonna be coming to him, and he's not gonna fucking want it. So I feel that Paulo Costa needs to get his fucking ass kicked immediately. So, all right, let's try that welterweight.
All right.
I
Welterweight.
a vast amount
I
of
have,
people.
well, mine's for probably a different reason than you would think. Ben Askren.
Oh yeah, that's me too.
So, what is your reason behind it?
Well, first of all, I don't even want to see Ben Askren in an octagon anymore. All right, dude. You had a controversial fucking win against Robbie Lawler, with which you were getting your fucking ass kicked, and with some bullshit bulldog choke, you ended up getting the fucking win on that one. So you're already fucking bullshit to me in the first place. Then you get baptized by fucking Jorge with a fucking whole buffet. All right, and then in your own fucking ground game, you get fucking yoked up and dropped, and literally just limp by Damian Maia. You're a waste of space. You know what I'm saying? You're a fucking waste of space, Ben Askren.
Tell me how you really feel.
Right?
Well, I'm just saying, like, he talks a lot of shit and literally backs nothing up for it.
Well, he's not talking shit anymore.
No.
Now he wants to quit now. He wants to retire.
Good.
That's my reason. I want to see him get his ass kicked because he lost twice, so now he's crying and says he wants to quit. He doesn't know if he wants to do it anymore. He doesn't have the drive anymore because he got his ass kicked twice.
Yes, Ben Askren, you're a cocky asshole who ended up getting destroyed in your own game. Boom, roasted. Anyway. Oh, no, you're not.
No, make something out of it.
Yes, you are. Oh, man. All right, let's go into the lightweights. Who do you want to see in the lightweight?
I mean, I think you can take a wild guess on that one, and you'll very easily
Anybody else would
know that one.
Yeah, that's Conor fucking McGregor.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who do you want to see him getting fucking ass kicked by?
I got a list of quite a few people here.
I mean, shit, he's got a fight coming up on January 18th.
Is he fighting?
I think.
Who's he fighting?
Nobody fucking knows because he didn't tell us who it was. He's also had that allegation and shit too, so you never know if he is gonna fucking fight. But
he beat up that old man in a bar, and
I thought that got dropped, or he's not gonna get jail time.
No, that was.
I think he pled guilty.
That was the old man. The
bar.
That was that's not what you're talking about.
No.
Also, some sexual assault charges
That.
or allegations or something like that lately.
Yeah, that shit's going on now.
Yeah.
So
No, he's just a douchebag. Honestly, I just can't fucking stand him, man. He's loud. He's such a cocky little shit. Like, I would love to see anybody kick his ass. I don't care who.
ah, jeez.
It doesn't matter. Just beat the shit out of him.
God, I'd love to be able to see Tony Ferguson destroy Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
that'd be a good fight.
Or even GSP, just to be able to come out of retirement and say, okay, I'm coming back. I'm going to
Anybody?
beat up Conor McGregor.
Floyd Mayweather kick his ass again. I don't care.
Oh, shit. Well, fucking...
Kevin Lee wants to fight Conor McGregor now, apparently.
Bring that old man from
Oh,
the bar.
Kevin
man.
Lee?
He could beat the
Yeah.
shit out
Oh.
of him.
with the way he ended up just destroying Gillespie with that fucking roundhouse kick. Yeah, I'd like to see that shit. Because I see Conor going back into the octagon and not being the same. Yeah, he would just not be the fucking same for this. It says Kevin Lee would love to fight Conor McGregor next, but they're not going to let me within 10 feet of that man. Oh, no shit. Of course Kevin Lee would actually have that kind of thing to say. Yeah, that sounds about what Kevin Lee would actually be. So, I mean, we have the bantamweights. I mean, I don't really have any issues with the bantamweights. I mean, a lot of them are pretty respectful. Oh, wait, except for fucking Uriah Faber. Honestly, I feel like Uriah Faber...
That man has a face that I want to just punch. And yes, this is from the bathroom. I heard him talking about him. He just has a punchable motherfucking face, okay?
He's got a punchable fucking face, Shadow?
Yes, he does.
Oh, I bet he does. Shit. As my co-host is rocking a fucking piss now, so that's fantastic. That is definitely not going to get edited. Hell no. Fuck that. Yeah, bantamweight, I would pretty much say Uriah Faber. I mean, I'd love to see him get his fucking ass kicked again. I mean, I'd probably would like to be able to see freaking Garbrandt getting the fucking work on him, but I know that's not happening because he's going to be moving up, I believe, to... Actually, he's moving up to lightweight, I believe. So, but if there's one more person, it would be fucking Henry Cejudo. Because that dude is fucking cringy as fuck. Like, I would love to see him get his fucking ass kicked, just in the fact that he's just so fucking cringy. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up there. But before we go, I want to do one more would you rather. Since you weren't here last week, Shadow, I want to get a would you rather from you.
All right.
It's gonna be closer to the one that you that the folks had from last week, the first question, and that is gonna be this: would you rather have skunked beer for the rest of your life, or Rubinoff for the rest of your life?
So, like, that's my only choices.
That's
alcohol
it.
to drink.
Yeah,
Just
That
those?
is it. Skunked beer or Rubinoff?
I mean, I'm
Just the word Rubinoff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god, it just shudders.
But man, skunked beer.
Like,
I mean, I feel like I'd have to go Rubinoff and just mix the fuck out of it.
oh no,
Honestly, I
god.
feel like
Or
I would just never drink again. If those are my choices. That's it. I'm done.
Like, I wouldn't blame you, man.
Shit.
I took the skunk beer.
Shit, that's the
I can't
that's-
smoke mints, but I took the skunk beer.
What about out of those two choices? What would you do just now, though, for the
Skunk beer.
alcohol?
Me and vodka are not
Skunked
friends.
beer, dude.
Yeah, I
Vodka
know.
are not friends.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna
As
say
we've heard on this podcast before.
I'm gonna say skunked beer because I have just one quick story from college based on fucking Rubinoff. I had a bet that I was supposed to have like at least half a handle of Rubinoff within a cup if one of the teams ended up losing. I fucking won. And I saw my friend take down half a fucking handle of Rubinoff. And he then proceeded to fucking projectile fucking vomit. And that was my fate. That was supposed to be my fate, dude. But no. Thank God it was bestowed upon him.
And if you drink vodka
Dude.
out of a plastic bottle, it's cheap and it's gonna suck. It's gonna be the worst thing. Glass bottle, you have to. Any liquor you get has to be in a glass bottle.
That is true.
Like, yes. I mean, at that point, you have to be able to have it that way, man.
It's a tough choice, like I said, but I'll just mix the fuck out of it. And just
Deal with the hangover
or
the next
just
day.
never fucking drink again.
Yeah, from that, I feel like
Shit ton of jungle juice.
if I had to choose between Rubinoff and sobriety, I think I'd rather stick with the 12 steps. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there, folks. Shadow, you got anything to add? No.
No, just thanks for having us back here and getting it rolling again.
Oh hell yeah, we're gonna come in next week. We know that most likely the playoff rankings will be a little bit different, potentially. You never know. So we'll be talking a little bit about that, but it's a little teaser for that. But I want to thank you so much for tuning into the One and Only podcast. For Mallett, for Machado, I am your host, Tony, the One and Only. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like and subscribe as well to the One and Only podcast on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on MixLR. We're still going to get to that one. And we're out of here. Till then, bye you.
Yeah, I'm the most underrated. Everybody say they spitting fire like a dragon, nigga. Watch me come and slam. Coming from the basement, double XL, man. I want the cover. There's no way that I'm not in the conversation. I don't have no patience unless it's patience for playing operation. I'm castrating anybody that's hating. I ain't trying to be famous. I'm just trying to make payments from what I'm making. I'm frustrated, about to go Super Saiyan. And I'm causing mayhem when I rap. I got a coffin in the back, and if you talking in the coffins, where you at? I'm sick. I be coughing on the track. I'm exhausted from the rap. I'm trying to kick it with the broad that's on the mat.